what are the three topmost things a person who wants to do a startup should keep in mind? These are something he will not overlook at any cost.
Apart from praying and praying and telling his family, I may not see you for too much time in the day for the next 3 years. In the point of view of business, I'm happy you asked this question. I would say, having worked with so many startups, involved with Paytm as a director in its initial years, with India Mart as a director in its initial years. These are very big names. And with many others as an advisor, many other very successful startups. The first is know your market. Where startups find it difficult. They have a great idea. But there's a lot of difference between an idea and commercializing and getting good dollars out of that idea. And the biggest problem is to analyze your market. And I said earlier in this program, the market is just not the Indian market. The market is there. It's a global market, both in terms of opportunities and in terms of threats. Your competitor may be there. Your client may also be there. So you need to spend time. And I'm from an IIT. And so many of my IIT friends, I talk at alumni associations and so on. I find that quite often they haven't done their homework well. They think they have done their homework, but they're so lost in their product itself that then they burn their fingers. So, take at least 3 months. Engage a marketing consultant or somebody and tell him, boss, abhi batao, am I doing the right thing? Especially if you are in a B2C startup. B2B, it's a bit easier. You may have 1 or 2 clients who might have committed to you. You give me this, I'm giving you. I've seen that. Those are some of the most successful ones. They need to be very high-tech, but there the problems are more of quality control, etc., technology. But in B2C, your Swiggies of the world, your Zomatos of the world, etc., the distribution, the selling costs, you have to get into the detail. So in one word, I'll say marketing is a very big thing that startups should look at. The second they should look at is governance. It is very fashionable for a startup, say to them, have a drink or something. I don't know. I leave everything to my chartered accountant. Boy, oh boy, if there's a problem, your chartered accountant is not going to jail. You're going to jail. He's going to send you flowers. So you have to understand that in India, there are so many rules. Company law, balance sheets, GST. You're going to get hit with all of them. And you cannot be a rookie in that. You have to take the trouble. In fact, if somebody asks me, I'd love to take classes for these geeks from IITs and IIMs on these things. How to read a balance sheet, seriously, how to file an income tax return. It's very important because I tell you, the minute you get a notice from the income tax department, 50% of your mind will be on that. You will lose the peace of mind to concentrate on your job. So the second I'll tell is understanding the fiscal and statutory environment in which you work. Because there's an aspect of business. Business is everything, no? The third is what we talked about earlier, cash flow. Cash flow management. It could work both ways. You may have too much cash. I've known startups, suddenly somebody likes the idea, first round of funding, he's got $1 billion. He doesn't know what to do with it. He blows it. As I say, ek makan kharid liya, 2 BMW kharid liya. That type of thing. I'm not saying startups are doing it. Frankly, I think these stories are very exaggerated. But you have to manage cash. Every business has to manage cash. More startups. Because it's a cash burn business. In fact, when I look at for actual investing, for my own investing, or when I work with some family offices which want to invest, we talk about cash burn. How long is your cash burn? 2 years. Okay. What is the cash burn the others had? What's the nature of the cash burn? Okay. This is very important. The one more is HR, your people. You see, it's very easy. You started this startup because you felt very excited about it. Like me, you got bored with working in a structured environment. Something made you start. You're the owner, you're the Malik. You will get the glory and you will get everything. What about that guy, your CTO or CIO or your CFO, who has to leave that cushy job, his wife and 2 kids and his mortgages, and join you? Is he going to leave a Hindustan liver and join you? Then your story had better be very good. So your people, there are two problems in HR in startups. First is they find it very difficult to get people. Very difficult. Because in all honesty, a person who's in his early 40s, mid 40s, for him to move from a very structured, stable, safe environment to work for somebody else. So your scales, my suggestion to startups is make them entrepreneurs with you. You straight away, your top 5 people whom you feel you require, make them your team members. Give them ESOPs, give them equity, or give them a loan to buy equity. Do something, but let them feel committed to this business. Okay. And second is, for some time, be prepared with not so good people. That's what I did. When I was in city, I used to go to IIM Ahmedabad or went to some of the better business schools in the US, Wharton or HBS, to hire our people. Because Citi was a good brand name, and working in the investment bank, everybody wanted to work in the investment bank. But when I started my company, I had to settle for something less. I had to go to a good local college or a good local MBA and work with take kids who were prepared for a lower salary. So you have to come to terms with the fact that HR is going to be a challenge. For the top people, motivate them through stock options, etc. Make them owners of the business, and be prepared for some time to accept lower quality employees.